And we're back. This is the Now Morning Show. Carrie, we have our tea because it's International Tea Day. Well, I think you're drinking coffee, right?
No coffee for me this week.
Okay, good.
Giving it a little bit of a break, but tea I'll do.
All right, wonderful. So let's talk about 5 years of protecting the nation's children and what's to come. And welcome to our conversation, Hanif E.A. Benjamin, Chairman of the Board of Management, and Nicola Harvey Mitchell, Director, CEO of the Board of the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning.
Good morning, Lisa.
Well, I trust that you both are keeping safe and well given the circumstances.
As best as I can.
I'm going to start.
You have to.
I'm going to start off with Hanif E.A. Benjamin. What are some of the achievements? Let's talk about the Children's Authority now. What are some of the achievements of the authority over the past 5 years?
Well, indeed, the team have been really working hard at this mammoth task, as you know, in relation to protecting the nation's children. Mm-hmm. And after 5 years of existence, the Children's Authority has seen an increase in our assessment centers throughout Trinidad. And in particular, Tobago, we have started 100% of operation. We have our assessment center and regional office in Tobago, as well as a place of safety in Trinidad, Sangre Grande, South, Chaguanas, Mount Hope. So we have seen an expansion in our services throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Mm-hmm. That is something that we are very proud of. We are also seeing where the team have been very dedicated to the work of the authority over the last 5 years. And so we have seen some 58 persons have journeyed with us from the inception to now.
Yes.
When you talk about achievement, you're really talking about how well we can get to our children and to give them the help and service that they need. And so our team have been working diligently to so do. And this is something that I am very, very proud of, my board and I, because I think that this work is a daunting task on all.
Mm-hmm. And what were were there challenges when the board began its term in 2017?
There are always challenges. There are challenges today even.
Yeah.
Because in this business, challenge is the order of the day. There isn't a day where we don't have a challenge that we are able to deal with. But what I am particularly proud of is the board that was put together by the Honorable Ayanna Webster Roy and the Cabinet of Trinidad. I think that the competencies of the members of the board really gelled well together, and we have been able to maneuver some of the difficult challenges of the authority. One such challenge being the backlog of cases that we met. We had backlogs into a year and a half, the waiting list. Mm-hmm. And so by expanding our services, we were able to really maneuver and bring that waiting list under 2 to 3 months. And so that still remains a challenge because there is still a waiting list. And in this business, we should not have a waiting list. Mm-hmm. One of the other challenges that has gripped us and continue to grip us as an authority is that of the backlog. And I have maintained that anytime you have a backlog, it means that a child may not be receiving a service immediately. While we have to examine the cases and the risk analysis, that is still a challenge for all of us. And I know that the director has been working just 2 months on the job to try to come up with a plan to continue to bring down those things. So those are some of the challenges that continue to grip us today.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned Nicola Harvey Mitchell. Let me bring you into the conversation. Nicola, congratulations, first of all. Just 2 months on the job.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
What are some of your priorities as the new CEO?
Good. So for me, going in 2 months and going in at a time where we were developing the strategic plan, plus meeting COVID, it was a lot for us at that point in time. But our our strategic priorities. So the next 4 or 5 years would be one, we want to increase prevention of child abuse. That means we have to reduce the number of child abuse being reported to us. So we will be doing a lot of sensitization, educational session, and reaching out to the children at their community and family level. Yes. Our focus will also be on improving our response time. That is, the chairman spoke about the backlog that we have in the 2 to 3 months, in a year and a half. We want to do it within a shorter space of time because the child that is abused needs to be assisted as much as possible. Our next priority, we have about 6 priorities, but I'm going to focus on 3.
Okay.
Is effective stakeholder collaborations. You know, we can't do this alone. Child abuse is not just the CATT's responsibility. But if you understand the kind of workings, child abuse needs all of the stakeholders. We need the NGOs, we need the CBOs, we need like Child Protection Unit, we need the Counter Trafficking Unit, we need the health authorities to be part of it. Because if you want the best interest of the child, if you have to ensure that this child is improved, their circumstances are improved, it cannot be just the CATT. And that's why our mantra for this year going forward is child protection is everybody's business, including TTT's, Lisa.
I'm glad you said that, because you know that we actually have been talking even before your role, and you spoke about, you were very active in work with young people and children, and you spoke of at-risk communities with at-potential communities as opposed to at-risk communities, and you know, we support the efforts that you were doing even before you took up this role. Now, you spoke about your priorities. How do they dovetail into your overall vision for the Children's Authority?
That's a good question. Actually, up to yesterday, because we were refining our vision. So yesterday we came up with a vision. It's not fully approved, but really it involves making child protection everybody's business. But it goes beyond that, because we are interveners in child abuse, and therefore we want to continue to intervene and with positive outcomes, as well as make child's rights and child protection everybody's business. So that would be our vision going forward.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about COVID-19 now, because this is the new reality. How is the authority operating during COVID-19 so as to observe the various regulations to protect staff, as well as continue delivering services to children and their families?
Yeah.
One of the things I can say about that, and it's something that we are very, very proud of as a board, because the director came in the smack beginning of COVID.
Yes.
So it was just get in there and run. And what the board did is establish a specialized committee chaired by Dr. Gillian Wheeler, who is my deputy chair of the board, and co-chair with the director. And they have been meeting every day. I must tell you that the team at the Children's Authority has been exceptional.
Right.
Our HSSE manager, Kevin, as well as all the other team members who are part of that committee, they have been working day and night. As you know, Lisa, we are an essential service. And so our emergency response team, our investigation team, we are on the ground every day. So as an authority, we must have put things in place. And I'm very proud that the director was able to lead that charge in terms of all the new policies, HR policies, HSSE policies that we had to change rapidly in order to get the agency continuing its business.
Yes.
And so I must say to the director, to my deputy chair, who is Dr. Gillian Wheeler, a hearty congratulations, because they have been working. But beyond that, Lisa, the team at the Children's Authority have been working really hard in light of this and trying to be as safe. And even in the effort, we thank stakeholders, for example, Republic Bank, who came in when we were in need, and other stakeholders in order to help us financially, because you know that this is a very difficult time.
Yeah.
But I must say, we have adopted a new normal, and we will continue to do that under the direction of the director and her team.
Wonderful. Well, we just have a few minutes, probably just 1 minute left. Nicola Harvey-Mitchell, as the CEO, just in terms of the message that you want to put out there to persons, especially with regard to the Children's Authority during this time.
Okay, so what I want to say is that child's protection is everybody's business. It's not just one person. And therefore, we need every citizen to be on board with us, because we can't be in every home, and therefore you have to be there to see. You have to be able to report it to us. You can call our numbers, 996 and 800-2014, if you want to report any instances of abuse, or even if you want information on how to protect and care for children. And we have been having a lot of calls coming into the call center for those specific reasons.
Yes, and we did speak with one of your team members early in the whole pandemic situation with regard to how persons can go about, being their neighbor's keeper with regard to the safety of children. And perhaps we can repeat an interview like that in the near future as we move into phase 2. I want to thank you both, Hanif E.A. Benjamin, Chairman of the Board of Management, and Nicola Harvey Mitchell, Director, CEO, both of the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago. Continue to keep safe, guys.
Thank you. You too, Lisa.
Thank you very much. All right, that's where we're going to have to stick a pin in it.